Hey everybody, this episode is going to sound a little different because we had a memory card die, but we were able to salvage the audio just from the cameras and make it pretty decent sounding. So enjoy this episode.
Israel-Palestine.
Okay, yeah. All right. And commercial.
You have quite the... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Let me
Yeah,
I was just going to say, you fucking crushed it with... This room is so much fun. Holy shit.
you sit on stage, obviously.
And on stage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we don't understand how this room is this good.
So, I don't either. I started doing shows here, I think like 2016 or 17. The guy who was the manager hit me up. He's like, hey, I heard you do comedy. We want to do a comedy show here. So we started a monthly Wednesday comedy show. It was dog shit. Like, it was so bad. So you see the wallpaper around here. So the wall behind the stage used to be that. We had just white lights.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Very IT conference.
Yeah, like you're gonna sign up for a timeshare.
Yeah.
And we did we had some comics for Houston, one of the first ones. I think Gabe Bravo and
Yes.
like a bunch of those, comics or wherever.
Yeah.
And
Well, this hasn't been around that long.
no,
It was like 10 years ago, maybe?
less than that.
Yeah.
So I started doing all the national comedians in 2015, but we didn't start this till maybe like I want to say it was like 17. I think the first biggest show I had here was Brian Posehn because there was a venue downtown called the Beer Garden, which is like an outdoor tent like performance thing. The day before, the city shut the venue down because the guy I was buying out failed to permit the place. So he did all this stuff without permit. So we moved it over here. And then this became the main place. But it is a magical place. It's so good that Todd Barry loves this room.
That is the highest compliment.
That is the highest-
you get. And there's like 6 people who received that compliment.
You made Mr. Scrooge celebrate Christmas.
Dude, I broke his cold heart. First time we had Joe List, he's like, look, I'll be honest with you. Him and Sarah Tolamash, who I love so much. He's like, look, when we go to new places, we hit up all the comics. Like, who's done this room? Everyone's like, oh, it's great. We saw Todd did it. I like Todd. And he's like, if Todd doesn't like the room, let's still do it.
Yeah.
And we're like, Todd, what do you think about this room? He's like, I love it. And we're like, oh, fuck, we got to do this.
Yeah, we
And
could run there.
Yeah. And it's just, it's a magical room. It's a kill box. It just works. And it doesn't make sense because it's in a fucking hotel.
Yeah. But I think there's actually been a good run of show. Like, I think it's a metaphor for comedy, and that if you want to be a good comedian, sometimes you have to rely on other things for income. But I think if you want to be a good comedy club, sometimes it's best to be attached to a restaurant or a hotel or a venue that foots the other costs so that you can focus on just
You don't have to focus on rent.
Yeah, no. So I
like Laughing Skull,
Yeah, I rent the room, and I'm like, look, and when I emailed the agents, I'm like, look, it's in a DoubleTree. It's not a conference room. It's a nightclub. Before COVID, they had a Latin night. They had a Tina Turner impersonator, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then us. And then now it's just us. The only time this is used if someone's getting married, like a wedding reception, or if like, oh, we need overflow from a comments, Yeah. But yeah, it's a magical room. And like people come here, we don't pay for the room because I rent the room, so I don't give out free tickets.
Wow.
So if you're not buying a ticket, you're not coming.
Yeah.
So it's all comedy fans. And it just took us throughout the years that people like, oh, this is comedy.
Yeah, we were talking to people after the show. A lot of people said they'd come many times beforehand. So you've got like a regular audience and through.
Once a blue moon,
Fucking ruled.
yeah. Once a blue moon would get someone who's at the hotel like, oh, you have comedy here? Like, we'll do that. I'm like, okay, this is who it is. Do you, like, we had a couple of years ago, we had Neil Hamburger. I'm like, I don't want this being your first comedy show. See Neil Hamburger. Like, you gotta do some research. Also, his name is Neil Hamburger. But like, yeah, it's we just keep on, and it's just we get people, and like the couple we just took pictures with, they are regulars. They love comedy and they trust us, and they come out. Thanks.
Yeah, people are fans of the room, and that's when you get to that level, you did it.
Lafayette Comedy Festival returns this August through 9th in Lafayette, Louisiana, with national headliners including Todd Barry, as seen on Netflix, Kim Congdon, as seen on the Joe Rogan Experience, Comedy Central, and Impractical Jokers, as well as Joe DeRosa, as seen on Netflix's Tires and Kill Tony, plus Stone vs. Drunk vs. Sober, Best of the Fest, brunch shows, a live recording of the We're Dying Down Here podcast, and more. Weekend VIP and general admission passes, as well as daily passes and individual tickets, can be found at lafayettecomedy.com.
we were talking about, I mean, how did you feel when I told you, let's do a show in Lafayette?
Well, I'd done this room once before. And so I already knew.
Y'all came through with Sam Talent. Like, y'all were here since you're...
We were here.
can't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're here for a family thing. And so we stopped through at that point. So it was like shorter sets, but it was super fun.
Yeah.
So when you said we were going to do it full blown, I was like, hell yeah. But then I was still a little, I mean, it's Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm a white woman from Brooklyn. Like, not necessarily.
Same.
I'm white dude from
almost-
Louisiana.
I'm almost gay, so tough for me.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't like, this is maybe not going to be like a perfect fit, but these people were so cool. And it was like, it didn't matter at all.
We said it was the best crowd we've done all year.
Great
And we've
comedy
been
fans.
That's
everywhere. We've been everywhere. Chicago, LA, like San Diego,
Austin show we just did?
Austin. Yeah, that would be it.
What'd y'all do in Austin?
We just did like a little alt show, and we were just like, oh, this will be easy, but a cool little alt show. And it was the dumbest crowd.
The dumbest crowd I'd experienced all year.
I mean, and it was so
lot.
unexpected. It was a young, hip crowd, and like they just couldn't put two and two together in a way. And I opened for Bert Kreischer.
Take your shirt off. All right. Yeah.
I'm fascinated by cities that punch above their weight for comedy, and there's a couple. Like Bloomington has comedy ads.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Appleton has I think Skyline Comedy Club. And there's a couple of them, but they're basically restricted to the Midwest, because the Midwest has a very strong culture of it's too cold, let's go do something.
Yeah.
Can't be home,
Use someone
can't be
else's
outside.
seat.
Yes, exactly. And let's drink beer to stay warm. And I can't think of any city comparable to this. I can actually name, I would say this region of the country punches below its weight. I'm going to throw some shade. Houston, at least for phases, has had an abysmal scene at points where they had one or two clubs in a city that should be able to support
One of the
seven.
biggest cities in the country.
Yeah.
Kyle Kinane talked, if you ever watch I Am Road comic,
Talked a lot of shit.
he
Yeah.
talks
I started
shit on Houston. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I love it.
Yeah. We're going to come back to that because I want to reference that. But yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Florida has minus Tampa now, and again, Houston's building now because of Ginger.
Yeah,
There's a
there's
secret
a
group
number of
because
people have been
individuals like you who really are invested in building the scene up. But it just takes a couple psychopaths to make it all happen. And then Florida has like
What part?
people. If you okay, this is what I always say. If you do comedy in Austin, you're an Austin comic. If you do comedy in Chicago, you're a Chicago comic. If you do comedy in Orlando, you're a Florida comic. If you do comedy in Fort Lauderdale, you're a Florida comic, because I feel like there's not enough to go around that they have to just drive all around the state.
So there's a guy like me. His name's another Jason. Jason Hedden. He runs Panama City Comedy.
Oh, cool.
And he does. Yes. And so I'll hook you up with him. He runs some great rooms. So we go every year, every summer, me and a couple comics. We have like the weekend. We float the lagoon, take mushrooms. But he brings in I think his first big comedian, first time I had Rory Scoble, I hooked him up with him and they did it. And it was like bonkers. So he brings some people in that I have too. And it's like, it's a perfect run. You can just do an I-10 tour.
And then Key West as well, I've heard, as a good one. And then please don't catch me out of context here. Coastal Creative and Side Splitters in Tampa, both those club owners are doing a remarkable job of developing talent, finding young comics and giving them stage time and investing in them until they become good comics and you have good features, good openers.
Is that
headliners?
Panhandle? Is that little part between...
Yeah, the Panhandle.
If you look at like
kind of area.
if you look at what states have full-time comedy clubs, none in Louisiana.
None. No. New Orleans has no scene. It's like Miami. It's too fun of a town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Now it does. I'm sorry, it has sports drink now.
Yeah,
It's
sports-
done.
yeah,
But like these are recent things. For years, there was no way to headline.
I think people started to recognize, like, we need to, there's too many people in one spot. There's only so much going to a nightclub they can do.
Right.
so you got
The
sports,
racial locals, at least.
you can do sports drink or the Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah,
and the Howlin' Wolf. That's it. And it's like
And they're great, and they're coming up. And those are new.
they became comedy venues by accident. And then you go to Mississippi and
Nope. I performed in 48 states. The only two missing, Mississippi and Delaware.
so there's a few people who run some shows. We'll talk after this. We'll figure out a run on that. And then you got Alabama. You got Mobile, which Mobile has a new comedy club. It's a theater called Crescent Theater.
Cool.
It's run by comics. The guy who books the Howlin' Wolf also is co-owner of that and some comics. But other than that, Alabama, you got what? Birmingham. You got like
Stardome used to be
Stardome.
great, but it's gone now, right?
I think it changed. Didn't
Good.
Helium?
I hope so.
or
That's a
something
great
like that?
club I hear.
And
Helium's
then-
buying everywhere.
And then when you get into Florida, you got Pensacola and Panama City, and they got independent shows, but no legit full-time comic clubs until you get to Tampa and Jacksonville and all that. So,
And it's strange because I mean I grew up in Corpus Christi, 300,000 people, 350. Yeah, it doesn't have a club. It has a venue that can function as a club 2 nights a week. And I guess this is my question: is comedy like a relatively cheap, running a comedy club a relatively cheap way to like build a business?
I don't
Compared to a music venue, or
I'm unique because I rent this room out, and so it's not like I'm not paying mortgage and all that. So it just depends on the model, you know. But I mean, but this is a room we could do 250 people, you know, full pack. But it's different. We don't have table service. We don't have a check drop. We don't have all that. So it's a little different than
there's no
stamina.
No drink minimum.
No, yeah, right. No, we advertise
come through.
no drink minimum. Like you come here, whatever, you know. And it's like, all right, you got a bar out there, you know, you whatever you want to do. So we're a little different because
we have to just trust the Cajuns will drink enough on their own.
Look, we know that. If you're only drinking two drinks, you're in rehab. So yeah, sober.
That would not. Let me just say that would not work with Jews.
Yeah.
Jews.
2 drinks. Oh, you try.
I brought my own wine. Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, water in it. Anyway, but 2 drinks. What are you trying to get your kids back?
Yeah.
No, it's fun. It's like essentially I rented a room. There's nothing else in here other than like wedding receptions or like conference. So it's like, okay, so the bartenders love it because they're getting people in there. And it's like, all right, yeah, there's no drink. People are like, do we have to bring a clear bag? Is there a dress code? I'm like, you can wear a clear bag. I don't do a fuck. Like, it's fun. Like, come in, enjoy comedy. Don't talk. You have a good time.
Normal. Yeah.
You know, it was another oddity. I mean, I could do a full episode of just like cities and their comedy scenes and what's weird. Atlanta, for like my first 10 years of comedy, didn't have a headliner club. Not really. It had the Punchline, but I had Punchline, lost Punchline, put it up in a different room that I don't think is as good for comedy. And then all the while it had the Laughing Skull, which dabbled with headliner, but then just is a showcase club, which is crazy.
I went there probably 7 years ago. Me and a comic out of New Orleans did a run over there. And so one of the comics was like featuring, he's like, come by. And I thought, like, just looking at it online, I was like, this is a major comic club. And I walked in, I was like,
90 seats.
I was like, what the hell?
90
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a major
It's a fun room though.
Yeah,
But then you walk through and you're in a pizza shop and you're like,
yeah, the restaurant next door. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why
you're like, am I in the right spot for sure?
You walk past the wooden dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the giant wooden penises. Yeah, it's a great room. Yeah, what are your favorite rooms? Do you get to travel and do a lot of other spots?
So
I feel like you're always out about.
yeah, so other is like New York. So, you know, I go up there, I'll do stand, I'll do New York Comedy Club. I love doing the Don't Tell You at Asylum. Oh man, it's so fun. But it's, yeah, it's a good room. Good room. It feels, and that big video screen, I feel gorgeous.
Yeah. It gives you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a logo behind me.
I'm about to drop a new tech item.
Yeah. Don't put me on that screen. But yeah, it's great. No, I do a lot of Austin. I do Sunset Strip, Creek and Cave. I love that. I do Houston, Riot, Secret Group. I've done Punchline, Improv, and all that. But I mean, it's really lacking here. So for us to like travel, it's really hard because like you really gotta fucking travel.
Yeah.
Because there's no real legit comic clubs to do.
How many nights of the week can you get up here in Lafayette?
We have one open mic. We have 2 open mics. Okay. So the major one's on Tuesdays.
And it's a good crowd for that, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people just come out regularly, right?
Well, you get comics. So you get 25, 30 comics.
And
so
then how many non-comics?
I couldn't tell you.
Some, though.
So, some nights 5, some nights 20.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
That's good for an open.
When I used to run an open mic, we did a beer garden, and we would do a $5 cover. And so, like, hey, you're coming in, you're going to, quote unquote, headline the open mic. This night, I paid someone like a headliner $200 to $300, and they're like, they're like, what? I was like, yeah, it's an open mic. Like, that's what we charge. Like, I don't get this. I'm like, this is the money we give you for doing 20 minutes, you know? And so it was weird. I cut out mine. So now we only have 2, but really you get 2 open mics and then whatever shows are. And this is like, it's really lacking. So if you want shows, you got an hour to Lake Charles, an hour to Baton Rouge, 2 hours to New Orleans.
And which has the most spots between those 3?
New Orleans definitely does.
Yeah, okay.
Baton Rouge has a weekly Wednesday.
I think I've done it.
Yeah, station.
Yes. Yeah. I think I did. Thank you. You got me on that, actually.
It's been there for forever.
It's a wild one.
So Lake Charles had a Monday. So you can do a Lake Charles Monday, Tuesday Lafayette, Wednesday Baton Rouge, Thursday. Sometimes Lake Charles had that. Mine used to be on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got to go to New Orleans.
So on Monday, your transmission conks out from
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like a straight line between all those two.
Yeah, it's I-10. That's it.
Yeah.
And no
turns.
no Buc-ee's. Not yet.
Honestly, you could get to Houston from Lake Charles for not that bad. Beaumont.
Yeah, they kept advertising Buc-ee's 285 miles to go.
Yeah,
I was like, that's irrelevant.
It's so yeah.
You don't need to
you
know
can
all
hold
that
it.
yet.
Yeah, you can hold it 4 hours. Go for it.
It's okay. You can just keep that to yourself.
We're getting a
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's that should be open next year. So don't
Okay.
Moving up in the world.
Can't wait. But when we return, we'll talk about the new Buc-ee's.
Yeah, we'll talk. I think you can make like 125 as a manager. So I'm like, done. You know,
That's
fine.
I mean,
All
it's
the
like bigger than a Walmart.
Yeah, so
those,
dude.
those fights, yeah.
yeah, it's a Walmart of gas stations, but. So it's when I started, it was like I started shows here, like at a different venue, and to meet people, I would drive to Wednesday night Baton Rouge. I would go a Tuesday or Thursday New Orleans, maybe a Friday. And it's like you gotta travel 2 hours one way in order to get stage time. You do 3 minutes, but it was networking just to get people because I was booking shows here, so I need to meet comedians because we had no comedians here.
Yep.
A
So
lot of road time.
And you brought a lot here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started in Houston, and it was a similar, like,
Texas, yeah, okay.
it was a fun way to start because you go up in Houston where we were the ugly stepsister of all the Texas scenes.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't have festivals. We didn't launch and people forget that Dallas launches stars more than Austin does. No one talks about the fact that Dallas pushes out headliners.
Well, it's huge
City and 7 clubs and just I think the comics there aren't like, they just understand they just want to work. And those clubs will just work you. And then you get like Nick Guerra, Dustin Ibarra, Tone Bell, Ralph Barbosa, Usama Siddiqui.
Yeah.
Like those are all big comics who have all probably popped in the last like 15 years. Yeah. And then Houston, it was just a bunch of bar shows. So you learn how to be tough. You got thick skin, right? Because you go up every night at these bars, but you also built some bad habits. So what we would do was you'd work on a new 5, and when it was ready, you'd go down to Austin, do a weekend of open mic shows, and you make it look like everything you do is perfect.
What shows are we doing? Like Cold Town?
I love Cold Town.
Cold Town?
Cold Town Friday was a
Sure
life-changing
Thing?
show.
This is all
Sure thing was hard to get booked on, though. I feel like it was harder to get
I
on.
had to do it twice, and it was like I was like,
It felt
why?
cool.
This was
Yeah.
old Town.
You saw me at you saw me at Sure Thing. Sure Thing.
Airport.
Carol came to Sure Thing.
I used to do improv at that Cold Town.
oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, and one of our first dates, I dropped him off at Cold Town for the stand-up show.
Wow, is that right?
But you saw me.
I saw you at Velveeta Room.
That's right.
and then
so you-
I was like, I don't need to go to the second show.
She had swim practice in the line.
All right, I'm gonna drop you off at the airport Cold Town.
Thanks.
That's right. When I started, it was like you had the Cold Town, Sure Thing, Velveeta Row. That was it. That was like the main. You had Cap City.
Cap City Sunday was the best.
Yeah.
Cap City Sunday open mic was.
I went to Cap City
big time.
pre-COVID, and the first time I saw Greg Fitzsimmons, and I was just watching. I was like, "This is amazing." But it's totally different than what Austin is now. I haven't even been to the new Cap City since I've been there. Yeah.
You want to get me started on Austin?
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think?
About Austin comedy.
Yeah. Where it is now.
Where it is now? Well, I think there's like it's bigger, so there's the parts of it that I'm not as big of a fan of, but then there's still like so many great rooms, so many great comics. East of 35 primarily.
East of 35.
Yeah.
If you go east, there's a scene that, again, reflects what it was before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which is a thriving creative scene. Yes, it's like alt, and sometimes those comics might not do as well on the road, but what they're doing, what they're working on doing is very inventive and very inspiring to me.
And I think because there has been, a lot more, let's call it road influence on the city, even those comics that are, let's call it East of 35, have gotten more used to it. So they're fucking great. They can go anywhere.
But like Avery Moore, Love her to death. She just moved from there, and I was like, oh, like she was a staple for me. You know,
Yes.
you had some people, Rob Gagnon and all that. They all relocated, so you still got some people holding on. You had Jay White Cotton, who also like bounced between San Antonio and
great.
everything, Blind Tiger and all that. But
Chris Tellis is still there. Hunter Duncan's still there, and
Yeah.
like she's saying of like now they get the creativity of the city, the bohemian kind of old Keep Austin Weird scene, and then you have like the 6th Street stuff, which is a little grittier, a little grimier, but it teaches you how to be a little more in people's faces.
But look, I've done Sunset. I do Creek.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do the Veil still. I love Pat Dean, the crew. I've done the little boy at the Mothership. I love that whole scene. It's like
I've also never done Big Man.
it's
They
also
won't let me in the room.
it's a blanket of the thing and it overshadows it. But I get it. It's a transition. A lot of people move there. They move whatever.
Yeah.
It's still like you still have a lot of mid-level to low totem pole open micers to book show comedians. It's like you can't forget about them.
If you're developing, there's a lot of stage time.
Stage time. Yeah, and you just gotta know. And,
But don't chase Kill Tony like that's going to be the end all be all. Sure, hang out around there if you want, but like I think there's a lot to be learned. Cold Town and Delbeta Room and East Austin Comedy Club, incredible. They're doing a great job there.
There's so much over there, but it gets overshadowed because that's
What people talk about.
Yeah, of course, but also I love it all.
I love it all. Yeah, to be clear, I think I really like part of my identity as a comic was being in Houston and learning how to do comedy in the harshest settings, and then going to Austin and figuring out how to do the softest settings and figuring out who I was between those two characters.
So let me sort of
She started in New York, which is a
Stand up in New York.
Yeah.
I did improv
Sorry.
in Austin,
yeah.
which was it was quite the.
we
Improv in Austin had that. I think that was the most liberal scene in the country. It was.
We just had
Which is
Mike
great.
Crannon like 2 weeks ago, and we talked about that. And he started in New York, and he's like, "Yeah, I wish I would have went outside the city for a few years to start."
I think that starting stand up in New York is extremely. It makes you almost too aware of how shitty you are at it, and you need a little bit more delusion for those first few years, and you just don't get it in New York.
I said it on the last episode. I am proud to say I've never done an open mic in New York, so all my times there have been book shows.
You're not missing much.
But I know, but like I was like $5, and I told on the last podcast we went to I did a show in Brooklyn at
Tiny Cupboard.
Yes, Tiny Cupboard. It got canceled because no one showed up.
Yeah.
So me and a comic from Chicago went to this. He's like, "Hey, I'm doing an open mic." I was like, "I'll follow you. I got nothing to do." So it was right next to Joey Rose's, and it was like a coffee shop. Or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, you can't go in. There's a sign on the door that says
was it
like
Black Cat?
Black Cat." Yeah. And there's a sign on the door and said closed due to the Department of Health and Mental Stability or something. And he goes, "Yeah, that's
They have rats
all the time." And I was like,
Probably.
"What?"
I'm not saying that you did Black Cat,
Yeah, that's fine.
but maybe you did, and it's okay.
And we went in, and it was like, "Guys, sign up, open mic." I was like, "Okay, I would like to sign up." She's like, "All right, $5." I was like, "Oh no, sorry, I'm good." You know, but
that's one of the
Most is not even. Yeah, it's like
yeah,
That's a
it was
steal.
fine, and I watched it. It was great, but
I would say my hot take is I started more. I moved to LA first. LA open mics are much worse than New York open mics. New York is bad, but LA open mics.
You only say that because you didn't do New York open. I've done a couple. She's over here like, oh, they're fine. They're fine. My mics for those artists.
So yeah. To real comics to homeless ratio, people off the street.
very high in LA. There are a lot of truly insane people. Just
Oh, we have those in New York
Yeah.
too. I felt physically unsafe at some of the mics,
Remember the poet? Remember
which was kind of. Oh yeah. I watched it. Oh my god. I think it was like my 4th open mic ever. I went to this like mixed media one, so there were people doing other art forms, and one guy was doing poetry. Old man, completely naked, completely naked. He's sitting in the front, completely naked, and like when the show or mic starts, I walk in at first. I'm like, is this just guy's an audience member? Like, what the hell's going on? And he stands up to do his poetry. His balls were like 5 times the size they should have been. A medical issue.
Hey, let's go to sponsor. No.
I thought you were gonna say when I walked in, I was like, "Shit, am I in someone else's nightmare?" I hate when I walk into someone else's nightmare.
And I was just like, is this just what comedy is? Am I just going to regularly be around old men who are 100% naked? With massive balls
Giant balls.
and clearly no health
Where is he? I'll
insurance?
fight him. Yeah, it's a condition. Are there that big of crazies at the open mics in town?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's mostly people.
New York City, baby.
Yeah, no, y'all fucking reign supreme. No, we getting people who like every now and then you get someone that's like, oh, use this like, oh, I lost my fantasy football league. Get his comedy, say whatever. Or you get a few
These are audience
cuckoos.
members, honestly.
Yeah.
They're your friends.
Yeah, you get a few cuckoos that come in. You're like, all right, but other than that, it's people they watch for a little bit and then they use stand up. That's good, and usually they're the better ones because they take it in. Like the guy who we met before we were taking the picture, he's a comedy person. So if he would do open mic, he would be so much more advanced than everyone else because it's like, oh, I already take this in. I know the hits. I know everything. So no, every now and then we get a crazy person, but usually they're passing through.
Yeah,
they go on.
That's an odd thing I've noticed is that the better the scene, the worse the open mics. Because Houston had pretty good open mics when I started. On Mondays, we had the open mic that all the comics in the city would go to. There was no paid show. You put your name in the bucket at Rudyard's?
Yeah.
No. Before Rudyard's. It was Urban Tap. It was the Comedy Stop. And then it changed names again. Maybe, I can't remember. But it was the Comedy Stop. And then it stopped being a comedy club. But it was a room in which Louis C.K., Dane Cook, Mitch Hedberg.
Heard of them?
Yeah.
Never heard of
Marc Maron, all. They'll recorded albums.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Ants. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Laugh Stop.
Laugh Stop.
Yeah. I saw Mitch Hedberg there.
Yeah.
I saw him between his first and second album.
Mm-hmm.
And we purposed, I discovered him on Napster, of course, like everyone else. And
How old were
Just
you?
Comedy Central.
I was
Search.
I was in college and discovered him when everything was going crazy. And me and my wife, I think maybe dating the time we went to the original Laugh Stop to see him. And it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And funny story, my wife had LASIK eye surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And the night she had LASIK eye surgery is the night Mitch Hedberg died.
Oh.
So to this date, on his anniversary, I'm like, you remember when Mitch Hedberg gave his life so you can see without glasses? They gave you vision? She doesn't like that. She's back in glasses, so it's fine.
He died for nothing.
Yeah, nothing. So let me go back. First time I met you was in Houston. We were doing Gay Bravo's show at some,
Avant Garden? Fitzgerald's?
not the two-story place. It was a place, they had an outdoor venue kind of place. The stage was like a Huck Finn raft. And me and Evan Rabelais, who was out of Baton Rouge from now listen. Yeah, and listen also. So Gabe's like, hey, can you give this comic a ride to the Improv? Because me and Evan had tickets to go see Nate Bargatze at the Improv. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever heard of Nate Bargatze. He's coming up, open micer. And so we're like, oh, hey, what's going on? You were on the same show. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right. And so you're in the back seat of my car. We're driving to the Improv. And I was like, all right, we pulled up in the thing. We're parking. I'm like, so where are your seats? And you're like, oh, no, I'm featuring. And I was like, oh, fuck you, man. I was like, what? You pull this out now? And then you went up and you did the throat vagina joke.
Face throat.
And no one laughed. And I laughed so hard. And you're like, I appreciate who it was. And I was like, that was me. And I was like, oh, I love this guy. He's smart.
Oh, thank you.
Then, other than that, but I was at your Comedy Central half-hour taping.
New Orleans.
I was there, like Youngblood, all those people were there. Chase was there.
Yeah.
Zaid.
The whole crew, there's a big show. I mean, Ali Sadiq was on. And when I say Ali Sadiq, you talk about comics coming out of Houston.
Yeah.
He's enough by himself to
Yeah.
validate the whole scene.
That night was you and Aparta. You were first, and then Aparta.
A partner before me.
Oh, before
And then Anthony DeVito opened.
Yes.
And I remember he came out, did his first joke. He was like, wait, you guys are already good. I don't even need to be here.
Yeah.
What are they paying me for? This is stupid.
That was the first time I saw him. We had him like a year and a half ago. And it was like, I told him the same story. Like, this is the first time I saw you. But yeah.
Yeah, that was such a good. I remember I was so shocked at how cool the crowd was that night.
Yeah.
I hadn't been doing comedy that long when I did it. And I just remember thinking that crowd was the hippest. Everything I liked, they liked, and they laughed. There was places I never got laughs that I got laughs that night. And
You had to come back out and do another,
Yes.
like a retake.
Yes.
As a something.
And I remember I did the retake, and I was like, why couldn't I have been this loose during the first one?
Yeah.
I was getting laughs all over the place. Yeah.
On the same joke.
Yeah, on the same joke.
Yeah, they're like, everyone hold, Matthew, come out, take it from the top.
Yep.
Like for whatever joke.
They started on one
And we were
word.
like, oh, you guys heard this joke before, but everyone was great.
And we had just started dating around then. That was our first summer together.
Didn't your mom go to that?
Yeah, my mom came to that, and I brought her out, and then I shared a hotel room, 2-bed, and when she walked in, there was this big, like, lush plate of all the mini bar stuff. Mom was like, "Oh, I should go." I slapped her hand. I go, "That I cannot afford that. No, we can't do that." And she goes, "Oh, too bad." And then like 2 weeks later, I call my agents like, "Hey, wait, you guys said you sent me a gift for my taping. Did you send it to my place?" They're like, "There's a basket in your hotel room." I was like, no, and that's like the biggest regret of my life. It was all for me. And I was,
You never told me that.
Really?
story.
No?
That's so.
it breaks
funny.
my heart. I still think about the one that got away.
Gotta get you another basket.
I know.
We have so many nuts to this down.
Yeah.
Very good.
There we go.
Yeah, and then next time you came through was with Sam Talent, which was it was a fun.
They were
night.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool.
He's great.
I remember
It was really cool to watch. I mean, he's great.
Yeah, I remember texting
Hot
Sam.
take.
I was like, "Hey, you okay if I put 2 comics on there?" I was like, Matthew and Laura. He goes, "Oh, 2 of the sexiest comics in the world." I was like, "Well, it is you and Nathan Lund and us and Tyler, But,
He's great to watch, man. He makes me feel like such a fraud.
Yeah, I was-
just so effortless.
yeah, he's dope. Yeah, he's coming back. We have him. I have him in Baton Rouge in April, and then May 1st he's here, and he's lost like 100 pounds.
Really?
So I'm at Skankfest. Yeah, he's on the shots, and like
Heater for him.
but he still has the same clothes, so it looks like he's cosplaying as his dad or him, and it's just like baggy clothes. So
Take him shopping. Do a little shopping spree.
we don't even have Bass Pro Shop, so that's nice.
How's the scene in Baton Rouge? Like, I know you're building the show up there.
Let's go to sponsor. No. I mean, it's dropped off the last year. So we run a show at Rally Cap Brewing, which is a brewery. We're actually launching our first beer for the Sam Talent show, but we've had Sean Patton twice. There was Jay Gomez. We got Sklar Brothers coming.
Oh, they're great.
We got Sam Talent coming.
Wait, you're launching a beer?
Yeah, they're
That's
doing their
so
own
cool.
beer.
That's
It's
really cool.
Get ready for this, a blood orange IPA. And then like, what if we made a white blood orange IPA? I'm like, now you're just racist. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
All orange IPAs.
Yeah, and then take a sip. Your credit 600. Yeah, so that's good. But yeah, so next time you come through, we could definitely do that. It's a fun rules, and they love comedy, and it's a cool little room, 125 seater. We'll do 2 shows, and it's fucking great.
That's wonderful. Man, yeah, congrats on doing all this.
A lot of work.
Is it hard to because I mean this is what to be a comic and to run a room can be opposing.
Yeah.
How do you find the balance between like you being yourself a great comedian and having ambitions with that and then having to shelve that
So
for this?
this is my open mic. So this is where I do my new jokes. I don't even go to the open mic because I have so many shows. So majority of the time, my new bits are here on stage in front of 200 people, which is a sink or swim sometimes. But I for the longest, I devoted all this into producing. So the last year or so, I've been like, let me branch out. So now that's why I'm like doing New York, doing Austin, doing other places, bringing shows, doing Dallas and all that.
Do you have some people here you can trust to just run it while you're gone, or is it kind of like
We haven't got to that point because it's very like I keep it like close to the chest because there's so much involved in this. Also, it's like I get to teach someone how to use a ticketing app and then do this and then do this and then like how to set up my gear because I have to like after we finish the fight, I have to break everything down. Yep. And then it's just like
you gotta do these chairs? Do you?
No.
I was gonna say we'll be helping.
Yeah.
No, it's usually the opposite. Usually I have to put out more chairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like these chairs over here, I have to put them out. Like, all right, it's fine. But yeah, it's that's the hardest thing. So it's like, all right, what if there's no show? And usually when I get like, okay, the availability of the DoubleTree because they're the main conference place. So if they got a big conference come on, I can't do shows because there's no parking or whatever. So that's when I try to look myself out of town. And so this last year or so, I've been like really focusing. So like, I got to do Skankfest, which was most positive weekend of my life. Like
New Orleans, right?
for a place called Skankfest.
Yeah.
Hands down, the most
People love comedy.
it was beautiful.
They really
it
do.
Was so positive. It's like, okay, those things. And going back to New York and all that, Austin, Houston, Florida, or whatever. So that's kind of like the focus now. I was trying to find like me time.
Yeah.
I mean, for the longest, it was this, building up. So
We both, I think, had the same experience. We were surprised by how hip and smart and with it the crowd was. Is that how a lot of comics feel? Maybe I'm speaking for you. No, in that, but like, I couldn't. If you put a blindfold on, spun me around, set me in this room, and said start doing comedy, didn't tell me where I was. Yeah. This would be my guess.
I wouldn't be like Lafayette.
Yeah.
So
I'd be like, I don't know, suburbs of San Francisco. It was just like a cool.
we had Cliff Cash last night.
Right.
Cliff is gone
Balls to the wall, liberal.
balls to the wall. Like if you're a MAGA, he's coming for you. He's hunting you. It's like it's crazy. And we had a great crowd last night. And I was kind of like we the last month I had people leave it. I got an email one day. It was like someone left a Yelp review. I'm like, well, you on Yelp?
Yeah.
And it was a 1-star review. And this guy went to every place he was performing, left reviews.
For Cliff.
For Cliff.
Got
and
it.
it's like,
Got it.
He got convicted for sexually assaulting someone at a Target. He's a pedophile. He uses the N-word. I'm like, no, that's what he's saying about you. Like, it's just like, it's the opposite, So, and we had a older white crowd last night. And I'm looking at these people like, you guys are here to protest. Nope. Beautiful. Nothing the whole night. So it's like,
Nice.
but it's kind of, it changes. And it's like, I know where we live. It's a very red state, very red city. But you get a little moment of, like fresh air. Like, oh, okay. Not everyone's like just anti and whatever.
We're just thinking the same thing.
Well, of course, if you look at any of the news, everyone's the country's shifted. Even Texas and and everything's shifted. So, so it's just a weird transition. But like the people that come here, they know comedy, or they trust us, and that's the biggest thing. And when you were like selling out, I was like, this is great. You get surprised sometimes. You're like, what? How does this work?
I think people just saw the link. They're like, my cousin's doing comedy.
Yeah, Broussard. Matt, I haven't seen him in ages. How's he doing?
He's coming for Easter weekend. It's so nice.
Chris, Well, he got that Cliff palate fixed. All right. He looks great. He's straight now? Well, this has been fun. What a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. Both. I love you both, and you were great, and this is a beautiful night. And
Keep doing what you're doing. It's great.
Happy Passover, happy Easter.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep sending people your way.
etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are trying to move, by the way, me and my wife. We're trying to get out of the state. So
Oh, really?
We're looking New York, baby.
Okay.
Northern New York. So
We do not have enough comedy clubs in New York, so we can
yeah. No, I'm not doing this shit over there. Yeah.
Pup.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm gonna do dog walking. I guess
Okay.
We do have a lot of dogs that eat walking.
Yeah. Pigeon walking. Yes.
Cat petting.
Yeah.
If anyone can make it happen.
Yeah.
Truly.
I could bet a cat. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here, and
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Keep it crisp.